Shalom.
Shalom, shalom.
Before we get started, giving all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rakakodash. Double honors to the apostle, elders, of great millstone, still ruling, teach well. Peace, blessings, and safety to the Lord's elect scattered throughout the four corners of the planet Earth. All right. The title of the lesson is as you can see, the same way he came up, the same way he going down. All right, and the he is Esau Edom. Esau Edom. And how did he come up? Through robbery, through murder, genocide, witchcraft, rape of men and little boys and under under biblical age girls. That's how this man came up. Through thievery, through deceit.
Yeah, Khan, I got one.
Okay.
It's the book of Sirach, chapter 10, verse 8. It says, because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. Right. Now, when you type in that word deceit on the Edomite, it goes into basically being a trap and a snare. Okay, everything he did to get to the dominion, it was ultimately given by Yahweh Shah, but the way that this devil went about it was completely off, man.
Yeah, he broke over 200 treaties.
Right.
He gave the Native Americans, which is the tribe of Gad, Reuben, he gave them smallpox blankets. Like I said, all the treaties that was broken. You had the Indian land grab, or the land grab thing, and then you had the I believe it was called the Louisiana Purchase.
Oh yeah, come on.
Like he purchased this land, but it didn't even belong to him to purchase. How you selling land that you don't even own?
Right.
Oh,
you had this devil Hernan Cortez, man. All right, he was a Spanish conquistador who ended up taking down the Aztecs, man. And the way he went about it, they said, Issachar basically said this man was so, he was, it says, words of his mouth were smooth as butter. Because the way they go about it, man, they come to you all peacefully. Yeah, I can, it's like a used car salesman, man. Like Apostle Torres said, vocab move like a used car salesman. Yeah. Try to get you into buying, get you into giving everything you got for nothing, man.
Psalms 55 verse 20. He hath put forth his hand against such as be at peace with him.
Right.
He hath broken his covenant. And when he stretched forth his hand, meaning in violence.
Right.
Christopher Columbus is famous for saying that he don't remember putting down his sword for 1 hour. He said that these Indians, which they are the Israelites, he said that they're so peaceful they will make good slaves. So it says he had put forth his hand against such as be at peace with him. He put forth his hand to destroy us when we was at peace with this devil, man.
Right.
Even though we shouldn't have been, but they were. We were, and he put forth his hand against us. It says he had broken his covenant, because when you read Amos, the first chapter, it tells you that he broke the brotherly covenant because he cast off all pity.
Right.
It says, verse 21, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart.
Yeah.
His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords.
Yeah. Like this man it says, they search out iniquities, man. All right, this man is set out, like his complete mindset is how to take down the Israelites, man. All right, the Heavenly Father's chosen people. Unknown. He came in there. He came into what is it called? The capital Aztec Empire. All peaceably, man. All right, but fucking war was in his heart. When he left, man, the whole capital was completely overturned, man, burnt up. Children, blood, women everywhere, man.
Yep. It says, let me read it again. Psalms 55 verse 21. So the Bible is true. It says the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. You see, so that's how this man came up. You know, he came up through deceit. He came up through murder. You know, genocide. So that's how he going down. Let me get the scripture here.
Hey, I got a quote. I took a picture of this.
Okay.
Right. It says, "Give a man some corn."
Okay. Who's that talking about, man? That's not talking about the so-called Chinese, man. You know, that wasn't their MO. That was the so-called white man's MO, which in the scriptures is the Edomites, which are the wicked of the Bible. It says here in Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 6, it says, "Shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, Woe to him that increaseth that which is not his. How long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay." So this man, throughout history, he's increased what wasn't his. You know, he's gained what wasn't his. He's gained the entire earth, and the earth doesn't belong to him. You know, the earth was lent to him. It says, "Because thou hast spoiled." I'm gonna jump to verse 8. I'll just keep reading. Verse 7. It says, "Shall not they rise suddenly that shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be for booties unto them."
Yeah. Come on. These other nations gonna fuck you up, man.
Yeah, you're gonna be for booties unto them. I mean, they gonna take all your shit. Mainly the Israelites though, because the nation just gonna do the destroying, and Yahushua and the chariots, and then the elect is gonna come in there and gather all the booties. Because when you was taking over the earth, you was taking booties. Right. You was taking treasures. Right. You know, the treasures of the northern kingdom, the treasures of the southern kingdom, the temple. You know, the golden candlestick, the menorah. You know, the Ark of the Covenant. You know, you took all of our treasures. Right. And we're gonna take your treasures too.
Well, this devil really ain't got no treasures, man. Right. Exactly. You really don't have shit, Esau. Right. Like what is that? Sirach 10 and 8. You know, because of unrighteous dealings, man. Everything is transferred to you. Everything you got is really yours, man. And we coming back to get that shit, man.
Yeah, because if I just to prove that Esau don't have nothing, this is Malachi chapter 1 verse 4. It says, "Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith Yahweh of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down. And they shall call them the border of wickedness, the people against whom Yahweh have indignation forever." And Salakia, let me read verse 3, because that's even more of the point that I was trying to make. Malachi 1 verse 3, "And I hated Esau and laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness." You see, so the Lord laid your heritage waste. You know, you have nothing. You know, your heritage is waste. You know, how does it feel to not have a heritage? That's why you go around the earth and you take everybody else's heritage and claim that it was you. You claim that you're the Romans. You're not the original Romans. You claim that you're the Greeks. You're not the original Greeks. You claim that you're the Egyptians. You're not the original Egyptians. Now you claim that you're the Indians. Right, you know what I'm saying? You're not the original. You're not the original Indians, so-called Indians. Right. You know. Now you claim you're the Israelites. You're not the original Israelites, man. You're nothing. You don't have nothing. You are a no people. You know. You are waste. It says, let me read it again. "I hated Esau. The Lord hates you. That's why you have nothing. That's why you are nothing. And that's why you're gonna go back to being nothing." It says, "And laid his mountains." The Lord put you in the mountains, man, where nothing grows. You don't even have fertile land to properly, grow food and have cattle and things like that so that you can grow in wealth. You can't grow in wealth unless you have fertile land and cattle and things like that. That's why the Lord purposely put you in the mountains. Right. You know, because that's why I said you were impoverished. Because you didn't have no, fertile land, like I was saying. Right. It says, "And laid his mountains and his heritage waste for the dragons of the wilderness," man. You know, so you live up there with the wild animals. You know, you might see a couple goats, mountain goats, mountain lions.
Well, that's fitting.
Vultures.
Yeah, that's fitting for him, because all those animals you just named really describes him, man. He's a fucking vulture, man. Yeah. You feed up. Yeah, you're like a parasite, man. All right, if you don't have a host, you have no purpose, man.
Okay. Back to Habakkuk 2, verse 7. "Shall not they rise up suddenly that shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be for booties unto them? because thou hast spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee, because of men's blood and for violence of the land and of the city and of all that dwell therein. So that's justice. That's righteous. People want to talk about justice and righteous and, life ain't fair. Well, life will be fair when this devil go down. That's when life will be put back into balance. That's when life will be put back into order and equity. When the Lord deals with this man the way he dealt with the whole entire planet Earth, man. It says, because thou hast spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee. Not just the Israelites. You done spoiled the Nicaragua, Cuba, Haiti, Puerto Rico, Brazil, Argentina. You got puppet Edomites up in all of them countries, man. You know what I'm saying? You took over China. You kind of took over China with your philosophies. South Africa is what I was thinking about. Libya, Egypt. You spoiled all these different nations, man. You all up in the pyramids, digging up tombs and shit, taking on, you spoil all these nations, so these nations gonna come up and spoil you, man. The same way you came up is the same way you going down, man.
Isaiah 33.
God,
everything,
Isaiah,
because everything you do, it's a recompense. The Heavenly Father, His Son said, He's coming back to basically, give you your repay you for your doings, man.
Yeah. Yep, that's what the day of judgment is for. It's to judge every man according to what his works have been.
Exactly.
It says Isaiah 33:1, woe to thee that spoilest, and thou was not spoiled.
Yeah, woe means death, destruction, man. And when you spoil something, you basically plundering them from their goods, man. And that's what you did to the nation of Israel.
And nobody was fucking with you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But you didn't have shit. Exactly. That's why you had to go around the earth. Said you were a fugitive and a vagabond in the earth, man. Because you didn't have nothing, and everything you gained you got from somebody else, as we've been explaining. It says, woe to thee that spoilest, and thou was not spoiled, and dealt treacherously, and they dealt not treacherously with thee. When thou shalt cease to spoil, thou shalt be spoiled. And when thou shalt make an end to deal treacherously, they shall deal treacherously with thee. Right. Yeah. It's just like a bully. This nigga's bully the whole school, and then one school year he just want to be the nice guy. Like, nah, you ain't the nice.
Keep that same energy.
Yeah, now everybody, people still gonna want to get you back, man. Mm-hmm. You can't just spoil and deal treacherously with people and then expect it not to come back on you because you had to change your heart, or because your time is coming. Now you think that maybe if you try to be deal righteously with these nations, they're gonna deal righteously with you. No, they're gonna stab you in the back the same way you was stabbing them in the back.
Right. Because in the world they say karma, right? Well, the scriptures talk about karma. Galatians 6:7.
That's the spirit. I was I was just about to go there. Galatians chapter 6 verse 7. Be not deceived. God is not mocked.
Right.
For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap.
Hey, that's plain, man. What did you reap? What did you sow around the earth, man?
Yeah, what did you sow?
Yeah, it's just a whole bunch of madness, man.
Well, I got it. I'll tell you what you sowed. This is Job chapter 4 verse 8. Even as I have seen, they that plow iniquity and sow wickedness reap the same. You see? So you plowed iniquity and you sowed wickedness, so you're gonna reap the same. If I plant a seed of wickedness and I plant a seed of iniquity, it's gonna grow a tree of wickedness and a tree of iniquity, man. And that tree is and I'm gonna have to eat of that tree. I'm gonna have to eat of that,
Hey, what they say? You made your bed, you gotta lay in that motherfucker. You gonna have to pay every Esau, your time coming, man. It's obvious, man. All these nations coming up against you, destroying the economic infrastructure of America, right? Oil, hey, this place is through, man. And call Lord y'all about your own shop, man. Because that means the Lord is on his way back to repay you for your doings, man.
Yep. Lamentations 4:21. Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwellest in the land of Uz. The cup also shall pass through unto thee, and thou shalt be drunken and shalt make thyself naked. The punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion.
Salaki, I'm not to cut you off, but in the book of Job, Job was dealing in the land of Uz, wasn't he? So I mean, you took that fucking land from Job, man. That was, hey, man. Your track record goes back so fucking long, man. Well, it's ridiculous of what you know. We don't even know how much work you really did, man.
Well, it was the just to be accurate, I think it was the Canaanites.
Okay,
that came up against Job. It says let me see, Salaki.
Hey, this devil, you gonna have to pay for everything you did, man.
The Sabines.
Okay,
the Sabines, it says in the Sabines, Job 1:15, the Sabines fell upon them and took them away. Yeah, they have slain the servants with the edge of the sword. I am only escaped alone to tell thee. And then you had the Chaldeans that also came up against Job, which the scriptures speak about the modern day Chaldees being Esau, Edom, So
well, that's the spirit. Job was an Issacharite, right? Well, so he was over here. He had to be over here in America.
Exactly.
Exactly.
The point of it all is that you came up against the nation of Israel, man. So the Lord gonna deal with you the way that you dealt with the world. And finish it out. Habakkuk 2:9. Woe to him that coveteth an evil covetous to his house, that he may set his nest on high, that he may be delivered from the power of evil. You're not gonna be delivered from the power of evil, man, because you sow evil, and evil is at your doorstep. It says terror shall make you afraid on every side. It said it shall meet thee at thy coming. Hell from beneath is moved to meet thee at thy coming, man. So
it's written, man.
Yeah, where you gonna run? Where you gonna hide, bitch boy?
I know Salaki will cut you up, but I know it's a scripture that also says, "Woe to them that join house to house," too, man.
Yeah, look at all these houses, man. We looking at house to house. You got apartments stacked on top of each other. That ain't righteous. We ain't supposed to be living like this. These are nothing but projects, man. They just look nice. Exactly. Then when you have a house, you can't even walk 3 feet to the next lane, to the next house is right there. So look at how he packed us in, man, like prison. So we can keep a close watch on us. So we couldn't multiply in substance. We couldn't have land. It says Revelation 18 and verse 21. Verse 20, rejoice over her, thou heaven, and ye holy apostles and prophets, for the Most High have avenged you on her. So the Lord gonna get revenge, because avengement goes back to revenge, vengeance, which is payback, recompense. 2 Thessalonians 1:6. It pleased the Most High to pay them back that troubled us, and nobody's troubled the Israelite man more than the so-called white man. It says, verse 21, and a mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone and cast it into the sea, saying, thus with violence shall that great city Babylon be thrown down, and shall not be found no more at all, and shall be found no more at all. Why is Babylon gonna be thrown down with violence? Because it was established through violence. The Lord is about to bring a destruction on this place by fire. And the last time the Lord brought a destruction of this magnitude was during the flood. And what was one of the main reasons why the Lord brought that destruction of the flood in Genesis the 6th chapter? He said because the earth was filled with violence. And the earth is filled with violence, and Esau has ruled with violence, to tell you that he ruled over the nations in anger and beat the nations with a perpetual stroke, roughly paraphrasing the scripture. So read it again. It says, Revelation 18 and 21, and a mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone and cast it into the sea, saying, thus with violence shall that great city Babylon be thrown down, and shall be no more found at all, man. So the same way you came up with violence, genocide, murder, that's the same way you going down, man. Because the Lord is a just power. You got any more?
No, that's it for me, dog.
Yeah, so hey, with that, we pray this edifying, giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushua, by Hashem, Kakodash. Double honors to the Apostle, it was a great millstone, still rule well. Shalom.